Welcome to our channel Crime Loom, the place where true crime stories come alive. On a quiet London street, a bank stood untouched, protected by steel doors and thick walls. People believed nothing could reach what was locked inside, but they were wrong. Beneath the street, in total silence, men were digging toward one of Britain's most secure vaults. No alarms rang. No guards noticed. When the bank opened, millions were already gone. But money was not the most dangerous thing that was stolen. Inside those boxes were secrets powerful enough to ruin lives. What happened next forced the government to step in and silence the press. This is the true story of the Baker Street Robbery, one of the boldest crimes Britain has ever tried to forget. London in the early 1970s was a city of routine and tradition. Banks closed early. Streets grew quiet at night. People trusted strong doors and thick walls. Lloyd's Bank on Baker Street was one of those trusted places. Inside it were hundreds of safety deposit boxes. People believed their secrets and valuables were completely safe. No one imagined that danger was slowly coming from beneath the ground. A small leather goods shop opened near the bank. It did not attract attention. Shops opened and closed all the time. The man running it looked normal and polite. He sold bags and belts. Customers came and went, but behind the shop, something illegal was happening. A group of criminals had chosen this location very carefully. They were not planning a fast robbery. They were planning something slow, quiet, and bold. At night after the shop closed, the gang began digging. They dug straight down into the ground. Then they dug forward, slowly moving toward the bank vault next door. The tunnel was narrow and dangerous. The men worked in darkness, using simple tools. They removed dirt bucket by bucket. They knew one mistake could collapse the tunnel and kill them. To hide the noise, they played loud music inside the shop. Anyone passing by would think it was just a radio. Week after week, the tunnel grew longer. Wooden supports were added to stop it from falling. The men measured every inch carefully. They were patient and focused. This was not a crime of panic. It was a crime of planning above them. Life continued as normal. Bank employees opened and closed the vault each day. Customers trusted the thick steel door and the heavy walls. Inside the vault were safety deposit boxes filled with cash, gold, jewelry, documents, and secrets. Some belonged to rich businessmen. Some belonged to criminals. Some reportedly belonged to powerful people who did not want attention. One weekend in September 1971, the moment finally arrived. The bank closed for the weekend. The streets became quiet. Late at night, the tunnel broke through into the vault floor. The criminals entered the heart of the bank without breaking a single door or window. Inside the vault, they worked calmly. They forced open dozens of safety deposit boxes. They took cash, diamonds, gold, and rare items. But they also found things that were far more dangerous than money. There were photographs, letters, and documents that could destroy reputations. The men realized they were holding power, not just wealth. The robbery lasted hours. No alarms went off. No guards noticed anything. When the criminals finished, they disappeared the same way they came in. By the time the bank reopened, the damage was already done. On Monday morning, staff opened the vault and immediately knew something was wrong. Boxes were broken. Papers were scattered. Panic spread quickly. Police arrived and began investigating. They followed the tunnel back to the leather shop. The shop was empty. The criminals were gone. The case took an unexpected turn when a radio operator came forward. He told police that during the weekend he had accidentally heard strange conversations on his radio. The voices were calm and professional. They spoke about boxes and tools. At first, he did not understand what he was hearing. Then he realized it might be a crime in progress. By the time he reported it, the robbery was already over. Police arrested several suspects in the weeks that followed. Some members of the gang were identified and later sentenced, but the most important questions were never answered. A large amount of stolen property was never recovered. Even more troubling was what might have been taken. Rumors began spreading quickly. Reporters heard that some stolen boxes contained embarrassing photographs of powerful figures. There were stories about blackmail, corruption, and criminal connections. The British government took an unusual step. A notice was issued warning newspapers not to publish certain details. This only made the public more suspicious. People began asking why so much information was being hidden. Why was the government involved in a bank robbery? What exactly had been stolen? Some believed the criminals had taken evidence that could damage politicians. Others believed the secrets were so dangerous that silence was necessary. The truth has never been fully revealed. Over time, the story faded from headlines, but the mystery remained. Some of the criminals spoke years later, but their stories did not answer everything. Much of the stolen material has never been found. Decades later, the Baker Street Robbery is remembered as one of the most daring crimes in British history. It was not just about money. It was about planning, patience, and secrets hidden beneath the city. It showed that even the safest places can be reached in unexpected ways. The robbery inspired books and movies, including a film that suggested the crime was far bigger than the courts ever admitted. Even today, historians and crime experts debate what really happened in that vault. The tunnel under Baker Street has long been filled in. The shop is gone. The city has moved on, but the story remains a reminder that some crimes do not end when the money is stolen. Some crimes leave questions that never fade, and somewhere, perhaps, the most dangerous secrets from that vault are still hidden. For watching more amazing videos like this, subscribe our channel Crime Loom.